Hey everybody, it's Ben, and I'm back once again with another video for you guys. Today I'll be reviewing Lazarus, Volume 1, Family. The series is written by Greg Rucka and illustrated by Michael Lark. And on the colouring we have Santi Arcus. And this first volume collects the first 4 issues of the series, which is published by Image Comics. So the premise for this series is it's a dystopian future where the US of A has been divided up in terms of its wealth, and there's a lot of territories which are each run by a mafia family, and each family has a protector, a Lazarus. Now, as the story starts out, we are introduced to our main female lead character of Forever, Eve Carlyle, who has been sent to intercept some waste, which are the general population within this dystopian future, from stealing all of the food at this storage facility, which is run by the Carlyle family. And unfortunately, the book opens up in the first issue where Forever has been literally eviscerated by gunfire after encountering these waste or these individuals that are trying to steal the food in this facility. And there's some conversations which take place between James and Forever, what it actually feels like as these bullets and everything that's going on are literally ripping through Forever's body, and she's describing how it feels to James. And James is he's the lead scientist, or the lead of one of two lead scientists for the Carlyle family, and they are discussing what Forever is going through and what she's feeling as this is going on. And then she very quickly deals with these individuals very efficiently and very easily. I have to say that the action scenes in this by both Lark and Arcus are so well done. They looked as if they were choreographed straight out of a film or a movie. They are really that well done. And as you can see, there's Forever dealing with these waste individuals, as you can see there. There's a really great character-defining scene for Forever where the day after she has to inspect this facility and find out what exactly has gone wrong and how these waste were able to get into this facility in the first place. And we're introduced to her brother, or one of her brothers, Jonah, who deduces that it may have possibly been an inside job. And so as a result of this, Forever has been basically told to assemble everyone who is present at that facility, including all of the workers, which are known as serfs, who are people who work for the family, along with their own families as well. And upon assembling everyone, Jonah says to her, if you don't get a confession out of somebody who did this, I'm going to basically execute everyone. So Forever is able to get a confession out of this old man, who she very then promptly executes. And you really see the after effects of this, and it very clearly bothers Forever, because she didn't want to kill the old man, but unfortunately she felt that, at least in part, Jonah would have killed everyone if she hadn't gotten a confession. And also she had to send a message to the other, would-be betrayers in the Carlyle family that treachery and betrayal will not be met without extreme force and extreme prejudice. And in fact, there's a really great conversation which takes place between Forever, or Eve, and her father, Malcolm, who is the head of the Carlyle family. And she even says, I didn't want to kill him. Jonah would have killed everyone if I hadn't gotten a confession. And so you really start to see that there is an internal struggle within the Carlyle family in terms of a power play for leadership of the family, as well as some other things that are hinted at by Rucka from the dialogue exchanges between Jonah and his brother Stephen, I think. Yeah, Stephen, yeah. And so you have Forever then being sent to the Moray family territory by her father Malcolm. And there's also a really great scene of defining Forever's character in that she's being followed by Mason, who is a guy who works for Jonah and has been Jonah's sort of right-hand man, if you will, for many years. And Forever gives a note to one of the children that she's passing to give to Mason, and the note actually says, "Mason, if you don't stop following me, I'm going to kill you." And you see Mason's reaction, and then you see Forever riding off into the Moray family territory. And you find out that there is another Lazarus that Forever meets, which is the Moray Lazarus, whose name I'm not going to try and pronounce because I don't think I would pronounce it properly anyway. And there's also another great scene where, after Forever has been apprehended by the serfs of the Moray family, the serfs are either workers or the armies, essentially, of the mafia families in this dystopian future. And the serfs that work for the family directly are sort of soldiers, as I said, or armies, if you will. And there's a really great scene where this serf commander for the Moray family is trying to get Forever to submit to a search and to surrender her weapons, including her gun and her sword that she carries with her. And after repeated attempts of being told to give over her sword to the officers, she basically cuts the guy's hand off, and then she gives a final no as that she won't turn over her weapon. And then there was a really great scene shortly after where the Moray family Lazarus takes out this guy purely because he was supposedly raised in order to serve raised to a serf to serve the family, and he starts to let the power go to his head. He starts to question the Lazarus in front of his own men, and so the Lazarus quickly deals with this douchebag, especially after the way he was being towards Forever. And there's also another really endearing conversation which takes place between Forever and Joe. Let me see if I can pronounce this. Joachim, I think that's how you pronounce it. Let me see if I can find the pronunciation. It's Joacquim. However you choose to pronounce that. I think it's Joachim. I'm not sure. My pronunciation is terrible. But there's a really great endearing conversation which takes place between the two, because they're both Lazarus of their respective families, and they even say to each other that no one would sooner harm the other, even though their families are at war with one another. And there's also some really great hints on the part of both Rucka, Michael Lark, and Santiarcus that these two have known each other since childhood, and there's a possible developing romance between the two. As I said, from the conversation and the visualization done by both Greg Rucka and Michael Lark. And so Forever's been sent into the Moray family territory in an attempt to broker a further peacekeeping between the Carlisle and the Moray family. And this is where, in issue 4, which is the final issue of this trade, this is where the action really picks up. You could possibly accuse the first 3 issues of being quite slow in pace, which I would disagree with. I think it's Rucka, Lark, and Arcus really building up this world and building up all of these characters and really showcasing the relationships between all of these characters. And then there's a great twist at the end of issue 3, which then leads into a no pun intended, but an action-packed issue number 4, whereby we have Forever essentially being, or trying to be taken out by Carlisle family soldiers. And as you can see, once again, there's more really great action scenes. and there's some great fight scenes which, like I said earlier, they look as if they've been choreographed straight out of a film, or they look as if they could be really great action scenes within a film if this was one, as you can see there. And what else was there? And also there. And there. So like I said, really great action scenes at the end of issue 4. The action, like I said, really picks up after developing and building the world and the rest of these characters in the prior 3 issues. There's also a really great cliffhanger at the end of issue number 4 as well, which I won't spoil, but it leaves off very nicely for issue 5. The writing and the storytelling in this by Greg Rucka is absolutely fantastic, who has created another really strong female character who's this time has been given a leading role in her own series, as I said, with Forever Eve Carlisle. Now Rucka has done this previously, to my knowledge, with Rachel Cole Alves in Rucka's run on The Punisher, and he's also apparently done it with Queen and Country with Tara Chase, who is a British female spy, which I haven't read Queen and Country as of yet, but I do intend to pick up the definitive editions of the trades at some point, as well as another female lead character as well in Whiteout as well, whose name escapes me at the moment, but I'll put an annotation or a link to the female character's name in Whiteout after this video. The artwork and the colouring done by Michael Lark and Santi Arcus is again absolutely fantastic, and is equally on par with the writing and the storytelling by Greg Rucka. If you're a fan of Rucka, if you're a fan of dystopian future stories, if you're a fan of stories with really great female lead characters in them, if you're a fan of indie comics or Image comics in general, if you're a fan of fantastically told stories, then I highly recommend you check out Lazarus. This is an absolute 5 out of 5 for Lazarus, Book 1 or Volume 1 family. And that about concludes this review video, guys. Thank you everybody for watching. Hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Didn't like it, thumbs it down. But as I always say, if you thumbs down the video, by all means feel free to tell me why in the comments below, or send me a private message. If this is your first time here and you'd like to see more of my videos, by all means please feel free to subscribe. And until next time, this is Gambit896 signing off, and I'll see you guys later. Take care.